Hey, fourth grade. All righty. We are getting started with chapter 12 today. Now, chapter 12 is going to be a little bit different. We're kind of rearranging some lessons and leaving some out. But don't worry, we're hitting all the important stuff. We're just going to hit it in a different order. All right, so today we're going to start with lesson 12.5 instead of 12.1. 12.5 is dealing with line plots. So line plots are ways to display information, kind of like a graphic source in reading. Line plots are ways to show information in sometimes a more legible or readable way. So let's go ahead and get started because there's a couple different parts to creating a line plot and to reading the data on the line plot. So we've got this question right here. It says, a food critic collected data on the lengths of time customers waited for their food. Order the data from least to greatest time. Okay, so that's important information. Make a tally table and a line plot to show the data. So we're going to look over here at our data first. We've got 1/2, 1/4, 3/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/2, and 1. And this is the amount of time customers waited for their food in hours. So this would be 1/2 hour, 1/4 hour, 3/4 of an hour, and a whole hour. So what we have to do first is we're going to go ahead and create this tally chart. And we need to go from least to greatest. So of these four numbers, we've got 1/2, 1/4, 3/4, and 1 whole. Which one is the least amount of time? Very good, the 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead over here and put 1/4 in my tally chart. Okay, what would come next? 1/2, 3/4, or 1 whole? Exactly, 1/2 would come next. And then, wonderful, 3/4, and then we are left with 1 whole hour. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to look over here at the information that was given to us and put a tally mark for each time we see 1/4. So let's see here. I've got 1 1/4, 2, and 3. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cross those out because that way I don't get them mixed up with something else. All right, then I'm going to move down and do the same thing for 1/2. All right, so I've got 1 1/2 and another one. So I'm going to have 2 tallies for 1/2. Then we've got 3/4. So I'm going to come over here and look back at the information that was given to me. I've got 1 3/4, and that's it. And then my last one is 1 whole, and I've got 1 whole hour. Very good. Okay, so now we've created our tally chart. And now that it's organized like this, it's a little bit easier to see how much of each we have instead of here where it was kind of all jumbled up and not in order. All right, so we've created our tally table, but now they also want us to create a line plot to show the data. All right, so you can see over here that there's a couple different lines. So this line right here is how we are going to label or name our line plot. And all I'm going to do is just go ahead and take the name that they already gave me. Okay, so I'm going to write it here on this line. Time, customers, waited for food. And I'm going to make sure I mention that it is in hours. So we know in reference that it is hours, 1/2 of an hour, 1/4 of an hour, a full hour that they waited, not 1/4 of a minute or 1/4 of a day. We have to kind of put the measurement tool that was used to give us reference to that. All right, so now what I'm going to do on these 4 blank lines, I'm going to take my 4 time amounts, fractional amounts, and put them in order from least to greatest on these 4 dashes. So we've got 1/4, 1/2, 3/4, and 1 whole. All right, so now I've got all my information there correctly. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these tallies and transfer them over here to this line plot. So how many did I have for 1/4? Very good. 1, 2, 3. And how we're going to transfer that over here, instead of tallies, we're going to just draw some X's like this. So 1, 2, 3, just like that. All right, then how many did I have for 1/2? Very good. I had 2. So I'm going to put 2 X's above 1/2. How many did I have for 3/4? Fantastic. So I'm just going to put 1 above that. And how many for 1 whole hour? Very good. So I am just going to put 1 above that as well. Okay, so now we have taken the information they gave us and we've turned it into a tally table and a line plot. Now, we're going to go ahead and answer these 2 questions that go with it. So when we have data charts that are created like this, it's usually so that it is easier to answer questions about them because it is easier to see the data when it is all organized in this way. All right, so number 2, it says, on how many customers did the food critic collect data? So we are going to find the total amount of customers here. If we're looking for how many customers, we're going to be looking for the total that data was collected on. So I'm going to go ahead and come over here to my line plot or my tally table. It just depends on which one you want to count. And I'm going to go ahead and count each X that I put on my line plot. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the food critic took data on 7 customers. All righty. And number 3, what is the difference between the longest time and the shortest time that customers waited? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to find my longest time, which is 1 hour, and my shortest time, which is 1/4 of an hour, and I'm going to find the difference between the 2. So when I'm finding the difference, I'm finding the what? I am adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. What am I doing? Very good. I am subtracting. So I'm going to subtract 1 hour minus 1/4 of an hour. Now, there's a better way that we can write this to make it a little bit easier, right? How can I write 1 whole as a fraction with a denominator of 4? Very good. I can rewrite that as 4/4 minus 1/4. All righty. So 4/4 minus 1/4 gives me how much? Remember, when we are adding or subtracting fractions, we only add or subtract the numerators. The denominator always remains the same. So if my denominator is going to remain the same at 4, 4 minus 1 gives me what for my numerator? 3. Very good. So the difference between the longest time and the shortest wait time is 3/4 of an hour. All righty, boys and girls, that is it. That is how you take information that is given to you in an unorganized table like this, and you turn into a tally chart and a line plot that are much more organized and much easier to understand the data that is displayed, even so much so that we can answer questions about it. All righty, that is it. Make sure you are checking your folders for any assignments you might have from your teacher, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Have a great day.